Raila Odinga, the leader of the Kenyan opposition, has called off the planned protests and is readying himself for negotiations with the government. Resulted in at least 3 deaths, 400 injuries and looting of some businesses over the last 2 weeks. The protests were allegedly against the high cost of living and alleged fraud in the 2022 elections. Mr. Odinga has accused the government of failing to address the economic hardships facing ordinary Kenyans in the elections. President William Ruto appealed to Odinga to call off the protests and engage in talks with the government to address the issues facing the country. In a statement, Ruto expressed his commitment to resolving the issues raised by the opposition and called for peaceful dialogue.
Our country's image and history in the League of Modern Nations has been at stake in the last 2 weeks. The country's economy has been hit hard at a time when my administration is doing everything possible to salvage the economy from the deep hole where we found it. My administration has instituted solid measures and policies to attract investors and through their investment create opportunities for millions of our young people to realize their potential, amongst many of the other issues that we are doing as government. We cannot, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot allow these efforts to be derailed by acts of violence, chaos, and anarchy. I urge my brother Raila Odinga and the opposition to call off the demonstrations and to give this bipartisan approach a chance for us to take the country forward. Meanwhile, I call on all Kenyans to remain peaceful and law-abiding, and I assure them that the government of Kenya will continue with its sacred duty of protecting their lives and their property, including their businesses.
Odinga, in response, said that he was willing to engage in talks and called off the protest to give dialogue a chance. He urged his supporters to remain calm and peaceful as the opposition engages in talks with the government.
In view of the foregoing, we stand down our demonstrations for Monday, that is tomorrow, April 3rd, 2023. 6. But in doing so, we want to emphasize that the right to assemble, to demonstrate, petition, and speak are ironclad as provided for in our Constitution. 7, therefore, we reserve our rights to call for demonstrations should this process not bear fruit. Should there be no meaningful engagement or response from Hon Ruto to our counter-offer, we resolve to resume our demonstrations after 1 week.
The decision by Odinga to call off the protests has been welcomed by Kenyan business community who have been concerned about the violence and disruptions caused by the demonstrations. The government has also welcomed the move and expressed its commitment to engaging in talks with the opposition to find a peaceful resolution to the issues facing the country.